All right, good morning, everyone. I uploaded this it's kind of a short video of the dyno that I had done yesterday, just for fun. But I wanted to make another video to sort of go over in detail what the power bands look like, and then also provide a little bit of context as to what is actually happening with this new AIRTEC Inlet. I know a picture means 1,000 words or whatever, but yeah, I wanted to fill you in. So prior to this, I had just installed the AIRTEC Inlet and didn't tune it. So I just bolted it on and ran it, and I think it ended up on its own without a tune, giving like, I think 216 horsepower, something like that, and like 200 and I can't remember the torque. It's in the other videos, but it wasn't as much as it is now. I think I had gotten like 230 something torque or whatever. So then Ron at WHOOSH had suggested that I get the tune revised through my tuner at Adam at Tune Plus. So I went ahead and got that going, and so now I have it tuned, and we have some new numbers here, and new numbers and some new dynographs. So for the torque, this is gonna, I think this is gonna have all of the highest numbers. So I think prior to the tune with the WHOOSH short ram intake, I was making like about 250 something pound-feet of torque, and then once I added the AIRTEC Inlet, it actually had dropped, and then so I got the tune. So the last two stronger of the three passes gave us 261 pound-feet of torque on the third run, and 254 pound-feet of torque on the second run. And so there's the power band. I'm going to show you this other screen that's got some more detail in it. And prior to this tune, I had, so we had like 215, 216 horsepower. But prior to that, when I originally just had the WHOOSH short ram intake, I was around 230 horsepower roughly. So with the tune, now with the AIRTEC Inlet, I did still manage to get the horsepower that I think I had sort of lost by adding the intake, the inlet without a tune. And then, so the third one was 231 horsepower, and the second run was 236. So we're basically right around or over the horsepower numbers that we had prior to installing the the AIRTEC Inlet. Yeah, and then so, but that doesn't tell the whole story. So I'm going to go into detail on this other screen up here to show you how the power band changed. So this is sort of the meat and potatoes here. So just hang in there and know, like, I talk a lot, I'm trying to get better at that. But so this is basically what we're looking at. So these solid lines up here are the new tune on the inlet, and these dotted lines are prior to that, I believe, with the, I think it's prior to that. I'll have to double check. But anyways, the latest numbers, right? So we can see here, and I'm zooming in here to give as much detail as possible. Right around 2,000 RPM, the new inlet actually gets us more power sooner, and it holds above those dotted lines, which are the older revisions without the inlet. And so you can see like the gap between those two. So this is, I think, 3,000 RPM. And so we have the green, the yellow, and the red. So they are, they're close. And it almost would seem like the old tune without the inlet had a little bit more. But that all changes. So it's pretty consistent, and it's generating more power consistently. Right here at the I think it's the 3,000 RPM range, yes. But where it gets really interesting is after that. So we can see like the power gap here between the solids and the dotted lines, and then we can see how it maintains that gap all the way through here, which is 4,000 RPM. And this is where it really gets interesting. The torque kind of continues to hold. Look at the space here. Like, I don't know how much horsepower that is, but there's a significant gap, and it holds that torque all the way to the end, basically all the way to red line, which it looks like it's right around 6,500. So we do have like a nice meaty gain of torque all the way across here, all the way across here, all the way across here, all the way across here. And so I find myself ringing it out further past 4,000 RPMs, just because like you can still feel it moving. And then we're gonna go over to the horsepower now. So I don't take too much of your time, but so here's the horsepower. So the horsepower is also interesting. So there's a small gap. It's like we get more on torque on it, but we still also get some horsepower. But you can see that it holds longer, right? So maybe the numbers are almost similar to before I had the AIRTEC with the tune, when I just had the short ram intake. But it has like a little bit more power like throughout the entire power band here. And as it kind of gets further up in the RPM ranges, what is this now down here? 4,500, it really like kind of separates itself from the other one on the top end. And that's what actually Adam had said, this type of piece is going to give you more top end. And it did. It like totally did. I don't know how much to be exact. Like I need to multiply each sector by the amount of horsepower and get the totals. But that's a later video. It's going to be super time consuming. But you can even see over here how much more it even holds it to the very, very end versus where before it would kind of drop. So these little increments that you get over that power band just kind of makes you want to keep staying on it. Like I've never really driven my car that far into RPM so often as I have now, just because it starts scooting with the torque, and then that horsepower, like right here, right around 4,000, right where that torque starts falling off, it just climbs and climbs and climbs and climbs up here, and it's kind of addictive. So you have to show some restraint. At least I do personally. But anyway, so like the final verdict for me is that I know before I was going to take it off, but you know, because I felt like it had more power without it, but that was because it was missing the tune. So there are definitely significantly more gains all across exponentially, like in the torque, and then but also to a degree like in the horsepower, enough for you to feel it. Like I can feel it. It moves significantly better. Now, for those of you that are still watching this video, here's a little detail. When I uploaded, not that last video, but the prior one to that, and I put the horsepower numbers and everything, and I had said that the car felt like it was making around 250 horsepower based off of my butt dyno. That was like a fifth revision of a tune where Adam, my tuner, was trying to sprinkle in a little bit more timing. And basically it was faster. Like whatever that tune had on it was like quick. I mean, it was almost like you're thinking to step on the gas, and the car like starts moving before you step on the gas. Like I don't know how to explain it, but advancing the timing has it like ready to go. So as soon as you step on it, it really moves. That's the best way I can describe it. But we were having some knock show up. So he told me not to use that one, to use the previous one, which is the one I'm running on now. I'm always trying to run it as safely as possible. I really feel like it was in the 250 range, and the torque was probably in the 280 range or 275 range, but I don't want to risk damaging the engine. And also I'm going to be having injectors and a fuel pump installed soon, so there's no point of just having a little bit more risky power when I'm about to have those things done, and I can run the E85 and do it safely and etc. But and again, my power numbers seem to be lower than most people's on the internet. I have my own theories about that. If you watch my first video about the car, you'll know. But anyways, but I'm super happy with it. I do want to get a little bit more power, and I'm not even maxing out the WHOOSH turbo yet, but yeah, hopefully I'll have some more news soon here. And I'm still going to give you guys the review on those EBC brakes. They've been awesome. I'm still waiting for wheels, so once I have everything dialed in for fitment and all that, I'll do that video. So anyways, yeah, I hope this is helpful for you guys. And these dyno charts, you know, provide a little bit, you know, more detail. And yeah, so if you have any questions, just feel free to leave them in the comments. And have a great weekend.